right, we are live. What's up, everyone? Today is September 16th, 2025. I am slightly late to the charts, but better late than never. Here we go. So, yeah, it's 9 o'clock Eastern? So, 30 minutes until market open. Let's start doing some pre-market analysis, see what we got going on. I need some water. But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing good. And I'm clean shaven for once. Let's go ahead and start doing some pre-market analysis, see what we got going on, and I'm going to try and be more conservative with my trades. Just go for stuff that's realistic, that's high probability, and hopefully just try and win more often. I'm only going to allow one loss max in a day. So once I take that loss, I'm done. And I'm just trying to go for long-term sustainability. I mean, I'm not here to care if I take a loss or a win on any given day. I'm here to maximize my long-term profitability. Meaning, I'm not gonna care if I take a loss. I'm done for the day. Right? That's my new motto here, going into the day. So, with that, guys, let's go ahead and look at the charts. But first, I'm gonna get some water, and I will be right back. And then we'll start charting everything up. Hey, what up, Flair? Good morning. Actually, I had water right here. But yeah, guys, so hopefully now you understand my new plan. I'm just going into the charts every single day. Conservative, looking to take that win. And once I do take that, if I do take that loss, then I'm done for the day because I'm maximizing long-term profitability, right? I don't think there's any reason if I have a long-term outlook, why should I take more than one loss in a day? It doesn't make sense. So I'm not going to allow that, right? I don't care if it's low RR, medium RR, or high RR. For me, all are fine, and if I win or break even, I'm not going to punish myself. But if it's a loss, I'm going to be done for the day. Because this is a long-term game, right? I don't care. I have to be completely emotionally resilient on a short-term loss, right? So that's kind of my outlook going into it. And once again, I'm going to be trying to be more conservative. It's night now, Flair? That's crazy. But yeah, I'm going to be trying to be more conservative. Just going for what's realistic and right for the moment. Not trying to stretch it, not trying to undershoot it either. Just make sure whatever I take the trade is right for that trade. Like the risk reward, the take profit. So anyway, guys, with that, I'm going to open up my trading accounts. What up, Kirk? Good morning. Kirk, you're second. But yeah, with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and open up my trading accounts. And yeah, I'm kind of excited because I'm going to start to have, starting in like a week, I'm going to have my personal, and I'm going to have Top Step, and I'm going to get some, there's the Apex accounts from last month that are going to renew. And so I'm going to have prop accounts with Top Step and Apex, as well as my personal and my options account. So I'm going to be kind of going crazy. Not going crazy, but when I execute, right, it's going to be across all of my accounts all at once. And I find that kind of exciting. So, all right. Accidentally opened up demo. So, let's start calculating the risk per each account. I'm going to switch back to my other screen. And then, guys, we are going to, what's the other thing we need? Oh, check news. Yeah, we're going to check news. Last night we had this crazy gap up. Like, this was insane. Almost 300 points, guys. 250 point gap up. Genuinely insane. So, I'm going to write down my risk here. So, just hang on 1 second while I write down my risk and start to calculate everything out. And the nice thing about only taking one trade a day is I don't have to mess with my daily loss limits anymore. I'm not going to be touching them. I'm which means from a discipline standpoint, right? From a discipline standpoint, that's a really good thing because I don't want to be touching these, right? The second I start to touch daily loss limits, it gets into the what if I did tilt, right? And I'm never going to allow that. I'm never going to allow myself to tilt. And so, yeah, I liked only doing one loss a day because then I don't have to mess with the loss limit at all. So, make your dreams in real. You are achieve success. Bro, thank you so much, man. That means so much to me. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. But yeah, that's the nice thing about the... Which contract are you trading? September, December? I just rolled over, I think. Z. So, I just rolled over. What up, Simha? How are you doing, man? Good morning. Good morning. So, once again, I'm still calculating everything, calculating my risk, and then we're going to jump into the charts, talk about what we think's going on. But, guys, we gapped up crazy last night, and we're expanding on the higher time frame. Daily is expanding higher. We're getting aggressive candle body closures above all-time highs. Look at this void that formed, dude. That's insane. That is insane. So, alright. Just calculating my risk real quick, guys. So, if I'm quiet, that's why. Turn off all alarms. Alright. And my daily loss limit is set on the personal. Let's go ahead and check Top Step, make sure that's set. And then, guys, we'll start doing some analysis, some charting. If you guys don't know, we had a buy model essentially from 2 or 3 weeks ago going to today. It was off of this 4-hour gap, right? We had this 4-hour gap. We used it 3 times, right? This 4-hour gap. 1, 2, 3, 3 taps of this 4-hour gap, and then here we have the buy model, right? Market maker buy model. Looks pretty textbook, huh? Right? So from there, we expand higher, creating this buy model. We had SMT with this low. And this is textbook, guys. Textbook stuff, honestly. So, whoops, accidentally set an alert. Yeah, very clean market maker buy model. Let's go ahead and, let me make sure my risk is set up here on this account. Okay, the nice thing about what I'm doing with only allowing 1 loss in a day is my daily loss limits is essentially going to be my stop loss, and I don't have to overthink it. Like, I calculate the contracts I need to buy, but then even if I don't set a stop loss, the daily loss limit's going to liquidate me, which is honestly just keeps things very, very simple for me, and I really like that. So, okay, so 179 should be the leader. Let's just check that real quick. Sorry, guys, this is just morning routine stuff. I gotta check everything, make sure I got all the everything set up. Yep, 179 is the leader. All right, guys, let's go ahead and start doing some charting. Ethereum's holding a trend line. I have not been looking at Ethereum. How is Ethereum doing? It's interesting, bro. Very interesting. 179, 179 is the leader account. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and start charting up price action. So, we are deep in all-time high territory. You can see we had a nice AMD on the what, high time frame, you could say, right? Manipulation of this low, and then distribution. 4 hour for VIA gap here. So, okay, how much higher could we go off of this model? That's the question, right? And let's just make sure low time frame is looking like there's no opportunity in the short term. Yeah, look at low time frame right now. Look at this. Don't trade this, guys. Do not trade this right now. Look at that. That's like literal throw up. I'm never trading this ever. So let's go back to the higher time frame. I'm still glancing at it on my other screen, but right now there's nothing. So okay, back to what we were looking at. So nice buy model off of this low with SMT. And okay, so how much further up could we go? This is a nice 1 hour change in state. I'd honestly maybe mark it out like this. Look at that. And so let's measure out the manipulation from here to here. 1, 2. Yeah, look at this. This is how we want to do it. 4. Okay, guys, so we're honestly in max extension territory, right? We've hit the 4th standard deviation and we haven't got a retracement at all. That's something to consider, right? We hit the 4th standard deviation, we haven't retraced at all. So something to consider, right? We're in this max extension area. Might put this in my journal here. Once again, max extension, if you guys don't know, you measure out the manipulation, and then anywhere from 4 to 5 standard deviations up usually is where these models will max out. A lot of time it's perfectly at the 4th standard deviation, but it's usually in between the 4th and the 5th. We actually are tapping that 5th perfectly right now. And, kind of makes sense in the context because here, let's actually record this model here. Record this model down. What time is it now there? 7:15 in the morning. I need to remember to open my window, bro. It's always good to get natural light. Sometimes I just get tunnel vision and I forget, bro. Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, nice little buy model here with this 4 hour gap. Well, we should probably use a daily PD ray. I don't know what daily PD ray to use though. Oh wait. Am I dumb? Oh my gosh. There's a daily for value gap from all the way over here. Yo, this makes so much sense. Whoa, this is how the model was framed, guys. It wasn't a 4 hour gap. This was a daily gap, bro. Look. Oh my gosh. I'm blind. Look at this. There's a daily gap here. And the body's respected the entire time. So this daily for value gap was reclaimed once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, guys. What a high probability model. Wow. That's crazy. Like, and then when you look at it like this, it's almost just like stupidly obvious, Like this, now all of a sudden, this is like, wow, this could not have been more obvious. Wait, guys, that makes a lot of sense. I already took that long out up 640. Already took that long up. You took a long? Dang, let's go, Snowman. Great work, bro. Great work. It's impressive. But yeah, when you look at it like this, all of a sudden, this is a very obvious model. Wow. Daily gap, SMT, change in state on the 1 hour. So, like I said, we're in this max extension area. How much further could we go? I'm not quite sure that we will go that much further, right? We might need to come pull back into the gap that we just left. But then again, it's hard to go against higher time frame bias. You never know when yeah, it's hard to go against higher time frame bias. That's all I'll say. Man, when you look at it like this, it's so clean. And actually, let's just keep drawing this out a little better. Okay, I'm going to put this in daily 4-hour models in my journal, because I like to record the market maker models down whenever we get one. Yeah, we tapped that fifth one. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna put this in my journal, and then we'll go down to the lower time frame. Once again, I'm still watching lower time frames, but there's nothing going on right now. So framing a higher time frame model seems fine to do right now. So let's go ahead and screenshot this model here. This is clean. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Crazy how that's something I forget to look at. You want to look at old fair value gaps that, you know, are way back in the chart, because you might not think that they were respected, but they were. Oh, it's something I got to get better at. The fair value gaps will cut through candles. It's important to remember that. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about this daily fair value gap, right? Look how it was respected, even though it kind of looked like it got inversed here. This actually was not an inversion. The body's, I don't know how to explain it. Like we swept liquidity, while even though it inversed it, it was still inherently holding it. Interesting. So okay, 7:20 or 9:21 a.m. Eastern. Let's go ahead and open up a Discord. We are actually getting movement higher right now. For me, once again, I always need to see accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution before I take my trade. That's usually what I always want to see, right? Unless there's a really good, obvious continuation play or something. But yeah, probably like I need AMD is what I'm trying to say. So let's go ahead and put this in daily 1-hour models. That was clean. I'm not gonna lie, that was really clean. So now that we kind of have that framed, let's get rid of all this. Man, that would have been a great opportunity if I could have seen that. Okay, so now let's jump down to lower time frame. So no real higher time frame bias right now for me, because we're kind of at that max extension. And well, I guess obviously, you know, higher time frame is bullish, but I could see us being at the max extension and needing to retrace. So I don't know, guys. I'm not really gonna go in with a bias. I'm gonna kind of look around and see what we have going on. How's the 1 hour looking? We have, okay, not a ton of price action to work with, right? We have, this is going to be one giant RTH gap. To be honest, guys, one thing to know about giant RTH gaps is when there's a giant one, if it's too big, sometimes it doesn't end up getting filled right away. So there's usually like a sweet spot. Like if the RTH gap is small enough but not too big, it's gonna get filled right away. If it's really big, that means usually we're expanding towards some other kind of draw on liquidity. So keep that in mind, that we don't need to necessarily come fill it, but maybe we will come tap it. Just kind of exploring ideas. So this RTH gap will form. Okay, let's go down lower time frame. We have. Let's actually pull up YM as well. So we have a 15-minute for value gap here. Within premium of this displacement, it's also a BPR. So I'm curious to see how we respond to that. But also, this definitely could be accumulation. Oh, look at that. Oh, wait. Hang on. I think I'm offside. Look, we got SMT with this low. That's SMT with London low. Okay, I think I was offside, guys. I think we're going to inverse this gap because we had SMT with London low. And then, yeah, I don't think we can be bearish here. I think we got to be bullish. And then 15-minute rejection block. Rejection block. With London SMT, right? And then, yeah, I'm going to get rid of the RTH gap for now. So, we have maybe you could consider this 1 minute CISD here to hold price, right? 1 minute CISD. Nothing obvious for me yet. I want to wait for market open, but I'm going to show you guys the model that could be being framed right now. Right. So this could be a CRT. Let's actually look. It kind of looks like CRT, doesn't it? Right? This entire thing being the candle range. The 30-minute already closed back within the range. So did the 15-minute. So kind of see that as accumulation. Look at the consequent encroachment of the rejection block getting held. I'd actually probably target the wick there. So yeah, we might drop the other side of the candle range. Kind of have an implied 2-hour gap here. How about a 1-hour gap? Yeah, kind of like an implied 1-hour gap as well. Yeah, we kind of had a. You know what? The 5 minutes not obvious. I'm not even gonna try and make the 5 minute look obvious because it's not. It's not. So yeah, nothing super obvious, but we'll see. YM expanding upward. YM actually probably is inversing. Dude, what? Look at this inversion for value gap on YM. The heck? We got 2 minutes till market open. We are back. Oh my gosh. Wow, we're okay. This looks like possible AMD. We're manipulating down. We still got those equal highs. Okay, let's get prepared in case there does end up being something at market open. We have 1 minute. Be one. So whatever I do, this will probably be 1 micro, and it would be 4. So I'm not gonna take anything right now. I'm just saying, like, I want to have that risk kind of like in my head, right? That's if there was anything. I'm not saying I'm taking. There's no setup. There's no setup. What I'm saying is I'm having the risk kind of in my head. Yeah, and I wouldn't take this inversion because it was still chop. And we might need to go lower because it just looks like chop, right? So yeah, bang, like that actually failed pretty clearly. So we might need to get our Judas swing. Seems like that's probably what's gonna happen. So I mean, low resistance lows. We basically have low resistance lows right here. So we might need to come take those out. Okay. I'm just making sure the account is set up. And 7-9. Okay, so yeah, nothing right now. Nothing right now, guys. We're probably waiting for market open. We just ran those low resistance lows. One thing to consider is, do we have a gap below here? Looks like we still could have S&T with... Oh, I don't know about S&T anymore, actually. Yeah, it looks like we might have been holding this breaker. 15-minute breaker. What do you guys think? It looks like we ended up holding this breaker. And that pushed us lower, clearly. Let's see if this is any help. Is it gonna pull it up? Well, I guess it's not. So I guess we gotta look for SMTs manually. We have SMT with this low. Basically just looking for SMTs right now. Okay. Now the SMTs are showing up with the indicator. Alright. So that breaker rejected price. We might need a rebalance to the gap. So 15-minute breaker, 1 minute change in state. Look at this, right? We had a 15-minute breaker, 1 minute change in state. And look at that. Look at how that was respected here, right? Market broke structure. We broke structure, breaking these lows. And then we come up, retest the fair value gap. We're obviously delivering lower. It's unfortunate because it's not always easy to catch that kind of stuff, but you know, this is what happened, right? SMT with this high. We're probably going to try and rebalance to the gap now. Where's the first presented for value gap? Is it right here? Is this the first presented for value gap? Considering taking first strike off of this. It seems like this is likely to hold to deliver us to the gap. Hey, what up, Subag? Yeah, you guys can see clearly that. So this is looking like first strike, where we're gonna get a 5-second change in state off of this. We just got it. So this is my first strike model. Am I sure I want to take it? No, I'm not gonna take it yet because I'm not sure. But just a thought, maybe we go lower off of this and we deliver down to the RT, the opening gap. But I'm not going to take it because it's just not obvious enough of a change in state of delivery for me. But I'm tape reading it, right? We had the first one for value gap, 5-second change in state. We might retest it again. Yeah, once again, guys, I wasn't super. This might be a retest of it though. But once again, right, this wasn't an obvious change in state. There's a reason I didn't take this. But it could end up playing out. That's why I have it tape reading. That's why I'm tape reading it, right? We could end up retesting it and then delivering lower, right? I'm just tape reading her now. So once again, first presented for value gap, 5-second change in state. That's essentially what I'm looking at right now. And yeah, it's delivering us lower. So So now you definitely can take profit there, right? See the first strike already delivered 1R, so that's cool. But yeah, I'm not. I was just, it wasn't obvious enough a change of state of delivery for me to love it to want to take it on my real accounts. That's why. That's why I didn't take it. It's just not an obvious change of state, but it was the first presenter for value. If it was a change of state, I wanted to tape rate it. So, anyway, I'm not gonna kind of look at bad trades because I don't really want to get those thoughts in my head. What's more likely to happen, guys? What's more likely to happen is I would love it if we ended up sweeping liquidity into the first presented for value gap like this, and then we got first strike out of this, right? There was no liquidity sweep here. That's a big reason for why I didn't take it, right? Was because there was no liquidity sweep. But if we came up, we swept out this high, and then we got change in state off of this here, I'd much prefer to take a change in state here than that one, right? Now that one is delivering us lower, but once again, I would have preferred to see us sweep the high. We're kind of generating highs here, so we might need to come sweep these out, right? Who knows? I'm just kind of watching, right? First presented for value gap, we're generating highs. Once again, that 5-second change to delivery, you could have taken it. It's just not the trade that I'm looking for, personally. It's just not the trade that I'm looking for, right? Now, is it playing out? Yes, it's at 2R now. But is it the trade I wanted to take? No. Because I'm looking for something undeniable that I know for sure is pretty good, at least. And I'm not going to go for anything too crazy. I'm just going to go for something reasonable. So we just inverse this gap with low resistance highs on the 5-second. So we'll just have to see what happens on here, to be honest. I'm not sure. But I do think now we're probably drawing to rebalance to that volume imbalance, the opening gap or liquidity void on the daily time frame, right? That seems like that's going to be the draw on liquidity now. So I would love it once again if we come up, rebalance the first presented for value gap. Once again, the original model was we had SMT with at the highs of a 15-minute breaker, and it was accumulation, right? Hang on, let's get rid of this. So 15-minute breaker. The original trade was 15-minute breaker, accumulation, right? Accumulation, manipulation into the rejection block. Once again, what's that? That's Phoenix model, right? So rejection block here. There's our Phoenix model trade. And yeah, manipulation into the rejection block with SMT. And then change in state of delivery, confirming distribution, and then we distribute. So change in state right here, and look how perfectly we tap that. We also have a 2022 gap there overlapped with it. Now, these kind of trades, they're not easy to take, but had you taken it, that's 10R, right? So, just what I mean when I say one good day changes your entire trading, path, right? One good trading day, obviously I'd scale out, but one good trading day changes your entire, not path, that's not the right word. your entire month or your entire year, right? But right now, let's measure out the manipulation. So we're at the max extension of this model, right? So could we get a retrace? Yes, possibly. Let's measure out it from here to here. Look at that, we tapped the sniper model entry perfectly, right? Sniper entry right here. Pretty cool, huh? Right? Perfectly tapped sniper entry. And now we tap max extension. So I'm honestly looking for us to come back up into the first minute for value gap, maybe rebalance the equilibrium, and then I'm going to look for 5-second change in state, especially if it's going into 10 a.m. And then I'm going to I'll take that, right? That's going to be my trade. Fourth presented for value gap. I meant first presented for value gap, right? And then, here's 7th standard deviation. Here's 8th. I think you got to target the 7th one here, to be honest. So I'm going to go like that. Because I don't know. I just don't know how for much deeper than the... Because people are going to take profit here. So I'm going to take profit right before we get there. Right? So... Plus I measured it out from the wick. So... So I'm gonna go ahead if we get this trade, if we purge the high, get 5-second change in state, I will take this. Hopefully we get SMT, right? So we're already within a sell model. And there's Phoenix model. So I'd honestly look for 15-second change in state off of this. I don't know if we would get it, but that's what I would look for. So this would end up being accumulation. If we did end up getting something like this, I don't know if we will at this point, but it would be accumulation, manipulation of the high, and then distribution. And I would prefer to see S&T. Guys, I'm just here, just showing up patiently, looking to see if there's opportunity, right? Lot market trading is so much of waiting, right? Observe the 1 minute change in state right here. Look at how he reacted off of it. So this is going to be low of day. Alright, we are starting to move a little bit higher. So if we did get that first strike trade, I would take it, accept the risk, and then not care about the outcome and move on. And what it would kind of look like is, right, we'd get some kind of manipulation of this high, and then change in state within here, and then I would project out standard deviations, and then I would just scale out from the standard deviations. So it looks something like this, and then yeah, I would scale out. I'd measure out this manipulation leg, and I'd scale out and take profit at each of the standard deviations, right? That's kind of how it would look. So it'd be accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution. So kind of just in line with the trend that's already happening towards our higher time frame draw on liquidity, IRL to ERL type of play. Yeah, that's essentially what I'll do if we get it, but we'll see if we get it, right? We'll see. It's kind of what I'm looking for right now. We have macro 950 to 1010 macro right here, so we could take either a 15-second or a 5-second change in state of delivery. So we're within this macro. What are you guys thinking right now? I want to see us manipulate the highs here. Maybe we don't even sweep the high. Maybe we just come up to this rejection block. That's entirely possible, right? Let's see if that's a 1-minute rejection block. Yes, it is, right? So it's relevant to acknowledge that's a 1-minute rejection block. We might only need to come up to the 1-minute rejection block, at which point that could be Phoenix, right? This could be Phoenix model. So it would be both a flow state Phoenix and a first strike. So 1-minute rejection block. Part of me would love to take this as a Phoenix model, right, where I would just enter at the midpoint of the rejection block. I'm not going to do that. But what that would look like if you wanted to take that, right, if you wanted to take that, it would look like this, where you enter at the midpoint of the rejection block, stop at the high, whoops, yeah, stop at the high of the rejection block, and then if you wanted to be a degen, right, midpoint of the rejection block, and then target low of week, and you would want to make sure that there's S&T with this high, right? That's what Phoenix model would look like right now. But am I taking that? No. Bro, come on, man. That was my draw on liquidity. What the heck, bro? That was my draw on liquidity. Bro. Okay. Well, that initial first strike trade is playing out, right? Like we said. Did I love it? No, so I didn't take it. I didn't need to, but that you guys can see that initial trade of that first strike is playing out. Well, remember, we had 5-second change in state right here, and I said, okay, this could deliver us to the low of the week. And it is, right? It is. So that trade that I outlined earlier ended up coming down to, you know, that high time frame draw on liquidity, or yeah. And that played out, and that's good for it, I guess. But I just personally, I want to take things that I have really high conviction in, and it was decent, but I didn't know for sure, so I didn't take it. So, yeah. But you can see that that's kind of what's going on now. So, okay. Well, now we're kind of hitting that draw on liquidity. You can see this original trade is delivering us lower. What do you guys think right now? What do you guys think? Let's go 5 watching. Uh, that would have been nice if I took it. But that's okay. We're being conservative. We could still end up getting it again, where we come up, sweep the high into the first percent for value gap. So part of good trading is Ethereum, but I'm not looking at Ethereum right now. But that's good to know. And note what I said about the 7th standard deviation being the ideal target, right? Did we get SMT? Yeah. Yeah, we got SMT. So, guys, we might end up reversing off of that low. Especially because this is going into 10 a.m. So, we could get that reversal type of thing. So, anyway, we already kind of saw that. Let's try and look at the future now. What could be going on now? Well, we have... we have a Phoenix model going on. That's what's going on, right? 15-minute rejection block. Perfectly tapped the consequent encroachment with SMT. But once again, looks very bearish. I think we could still draw a low of week. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna try to wait for something to come to me. Maybe once ES trades into its 4-hour BISI, then long NQ. Oh, good idea. Let's look at that. Four-hour BISI, all the way down there. Are you talking about the void or the BISI? Because the BISI is all the way down there. I don't know. Okay, guys, I'm honestly thinking now we come back down. Maybe we're gonna go fill this void. Like I said, though, we're at the max extension of that model, so it makes sense. So market open, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Like we could have caught it, but it's not always easy. The 1 minute change in state delivered price lower. It's hard to get in on that. What you are wait? What? Wait, what you are wait? Oh, what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for something obvious. There's a couple things I liked today. I outlined both of them. Well, I outlined the first strike, which I didn't think was super high probability, but it worked out. And then as well, we had a AMD with a 1 minute change of state right here. Off a 15-minute key level, a 15-minute breaker. Okay, what am I waiting for? What I'm waiting for right now is something obvious. And if I don't have something obvious, I'm not going to take a trade. Right? End of story. Period. Looking like we left equal lows. This is a giant, guys. Keep in mind, this is a giant void. We might need to come down into it. But it's also possible that, we end up getting S&T here. We continue higher. Basically, I'm patiently waiting for something obvious, guys. And there's no reason to do anything other than that. We just got 5 minute CRT. So keep your eye on this. Let's see if this ends up playing out, where maybe we go to the CRT high. You can also mark it out like this. Right, 5 minute CRT. Man, I'm getting tired again. How many people are watching? Let's see. Six watching. Let's go. So, once again, I'm not opposed to the first strike if we ended up going back up there. But, okay, at that point, I'm not going to lie, guys. Actually, I changed my mind. At that point, if we were running liquidity, we're probably going to reverse. What key levels do we have here? We got... So this could definitely be 10 a.m. reversal, guys. This could definitely be 10 a.m. reversal. What was this? Possibly Judas swing. 10 a.m. could distribute, right? So I'm honestly looking for maybe a reversal, maybe a 2022 model. Wake up. Okay, hang on a second. Yeah, we gotta lock in here. Hang on. Okay, guys, I've seen this happen a bit where, we get the Judas swing and then 10 a.m. Hey, what up, Medbach? 10 a.m. reverses price, right? Could that happen today? Very possibly, honestly. Very possibly because, it's just, if this is a Judas swing, it would make a lot of sense. It would make a lot of sense. We just filled the gap. Or we just, dang it. Why is this not working? We just, came back down and, pushed into the gap. So, what would need to take place for us to go long? We probably need to form a new fair value gap in here. Like this. Breaking this high. Maybe something like this, where since we now swept out all these lows. Yeah, look at this. We swept out all these lows into the RTH, the overnight, I don't know if you know what you call it, the giant void, right? We swept out all these lows. Higher time frame's obviously bullish. So from a Judas swing point of view, 9:30, we can just use common sense. 9:30 to 10, this honestly very likely could be a Judas swing. So maybe we come up, break structure with this placement, and then we get a fair value gap. And then maybe it's at equilibrium. I mean, obviously it's like, and it looks like to shorts, people think that we're going to reject this fair value gap and go lower, but then we take this as a long, right? I think, I'm not going to lie, if this happens, this is worth taking for me. So I might definitely consider taking it. We also maybe should just measure it out like this. And what might happen is we might not come back to equilibrium. Then again, guys, I want it to be obvious displacement, because right now this is not obvious, dude. This is not obvious. So I think we gotta wait. We gotta be patient. Patient. This, yeah, look at this giant new day opening gap. Exactly. If it's not clean displacement, bro, I'm not interested, dude. Hey, what up, Javier? Good morning. I personally think very good chance that was the Judas swing, guys. I really do, because higher time frame is so bullish, and we just rebalanced to the void. So now there's no more reason to go lower. At least that's kind of what I think. Wake up, Jake. Yeah, bro, dude, I'm locking in. I'm trying, but once again, we're kind of accumulating right now. Good chance, right? Since we're accumulating, we might need an internal sweep, right? We might need an internal sweep. Just being realistic. So I want to wait for something obvious. Then again, right? We're displacing now. Could this end up being the gap? Could this end up being the gap? Sure. I don't know if I'm gonna take it. I don't know, because if it's not obvious enough, I'm not taking it, right? The internal liquidity hasn't been manipulated yet. So I'm trying to be very, very precautious here, right? I would love to see an internal manipulation, maybe during the Hydra macro, right? Because we're kind of getting to the end of the 950 to 1010 macro. Maybe during the Hydra macro, we're gonna get this reversal back up. We got those equal highs. Excellent draw on liquidity. We might just go much, much higher today, right? So here's the Hydra macro. Yeah, once again, guys, do whatever you guys think is best. I'm being patient. I want it to be obvious. What's another way we could take a trade? Maybe 5-minute change in state. 5-minute change in state. If we got a 5-minute change in state, that would be pretty clear. Market possibly going to go run these low resistance highs. So maybe a 5-minute change in state. That's a possibility. Yeah, we swept out these lows here. Seems like we're starting to get displacement. So yeah, we're getting displacement. We might not need to sweep internal liquidity. Let's actually look at the 30 second. So we did form a fair value gap right here. And let's measure out this leg here. Yeah, so maybe you could put a limit order there. I'm not going to because I want something more obvious than that. But that's equilibrium, right? It's a possibility we react there, but I'm not gonna take that because it's just not obvious enough to me. But I just wanted to mark that out, right? That maybe that 30-second gap holds. I don't know. I really don't know. I want it to be something obvious. Volume bounce on 1 minute. Sweet. Very good to know. So yeah, look at that, right? What did I say, right? That this 30-second equilibrium in 2022 gap could hold. Once again, it still could hold. I want to wait for something undeniably obvious, guys. I'm not convinced yet. I'm not convinced. Let's keep being patient. And I only got one shot today. If it's a loss, I'm done. You know what I mean? I got to be very, very careful. Very, very careful. 4-hour S&T. Ooh. Yeah, I'll look at that in a second. Okay, yeah, we're looking like we could get that internal sweep. Once again, guys, there's a reason. There's a reason I didn't like that. It's just not obvious, dude. It's just not obvious. So now we might need to come sweep internal liquidity. It's also not during the macro, right? So we gotta, once again, I'm being patient. I would love to see internal liquidity swept. We've already swept out external lows here. So an internal sweep would be nice. As far as PD arrays go, oh, yeah, is this an SMT? It looks like we swept out the low. I don't know if that's SMT because it looks like we swept out the low. I mean, I guess it could be SMT with the bodies. So yeah, now, okay, this is looking really nice. Now, accumulation, manipulation. I'm anticipating distributions at some point, right? One possibility, guys, this 1 minute rejection block. Let's look at this 1 minute rejection block. One possibility is this 1 minute rejection block. It's already held price once. It might hold price again. So 1 minute rejection block. I don't know. I don't know if it will. I don't know if it won't. Right? All right. Didn't. It didn't. We needed to sweep out the lows. So, okay. So now, yeah, it looks like we could be very close to distribution. Man, I would really like to see something obvious here, but nothing's screaming obvious to me yet. Oh, this is hard, guys. This is hard. I don't want to make a bad decision. It's always so hard because I'm like trying so hard not to do something that's gonna screw it up. So yeah, this definitely looks like accumulation, manipulation, and now 15-second change in state. Right? This could work, very, very, very likely work. But I'm not gonna, I don't know. There's nothing. Anyway, I'm gonna take note of it mentally, but I'm not gonna take it. But this could work, very likely. I'm gonna take note of it mentally. But I'm kind of looking for a 1 minute break of structure and then a fair value gap, honestly. So yeah, this could have been turtle soup. Man, I feel like I'm missing something. Like there's probably something really obvious that's, that makes or breaks an obvious trade. Like maybe, this 15-minute fair value gap. Oh my gosh, there we go. That makes so much sense. 15-minute fair value gap. Okay, guys, we have a 15-minute fair value gap. We just formed CRT. On a 1 minute change in state. On 1 minute change in state retest, I'd maybe even put stop loss there. Like this. Right? There we go. That's what I was missing, bro. Okay, the 15-minute gap was key. 15-minute gap, 1 minute change in state. I'm going to take this. Let's see how many cons I need to risk. .6. 24. So yeah, I'll probably, a good chance I just enter on the close. So we got accumulation, manipulation, now possibly distribution, 15-minute fair value gap, 1 minute change in state. You could put stop loss a little lower, just kind of depends, personal preference. I'm going to put stop loss below the breaker because this is a breaker block. Once we get closure above there, that's a breaker block. We just got a 2 minute inversion. So I'm probably going to enter on the close. I could also enter on the retest. So let me show you my screen. So I'm looking at my other screen to see if we get it. Once again, trading, just taking a trade you like, accepting the risk, and then moving on. So I don't care what happens after if this doesn't work out. Okay, getting ready. And the thing is, the personal account, it's gonna have to have a tighter stop loss because so if I get stopped out on the personal, that doesn't mean that I get stopped out on my rest of my accounts. Hopefully that makes sense. I might actually put a buy limit on personal and then enter at close on the rest. Okay.
Order filled.
So it might say it stopped me out, but that's not because it stopped me out, right? That's because, well, it is because it stopped me out, but unfortunately, right, my stop loss on personal is going to be tighter than the stop loss that I want to risk because I can only do one micro on personal. So my stop loss on personal is like that. And that's just because I can't do less than that. So yeah, what I would intend my stop loss to be is right here. This is what I intend it to be, but I have to risk at least one micro, so then again, I can maybe adjust my risk. That I'm supposed to only do $20 per trade. I guess it's fine. I guess it's fine. This is what I was planning on doing. So I'm gonna stick to the plan. So once again, if I get stopped out on personal, it's not the same as the rest. So it might stop me out on personal, but I'm in on my top step still, is what I'm trying to get at. So my stop loss on personal is like that because I have to risk one.
Order filled.
Yeah, I just got stopped out on personal. Alright. Okay, that's my trade for the day. I'm gonna go on a walk. Bro, are you freaking kidding me? Okay. Alright, I'm going on a walk, guys. I think you need to watch your trades on a high time frame after entry because of your emotions. Yeah, I think this is a good trade. I think it's still gonna play out. The issue is I can't risk one micro on it. Why did you not cover the low? Because yeah. Because we had I probably should have had the dang it. I'll think about it. I'm gonna go on the 2-minute walk, guys. Alright, I'm done. I'm done for the day. Bro, you're kidding me. It's delivering to. Oh my gosh, bro. Right to my sniper entry too. Right to my sniper entry. Perfectly. Perfectly to my sniper entry. That's perfect. That's perfect. Why did I not cover the low? I don't know what you mean. Why didn't I put stop loss at the low? Because I don't know. It's just not. I mean, I thought we wouldn't need to go that far low, but we did. Dang it, bro. Sorab, nice tape reading. Thank you, man. I think there's a lot to learn from this. One is, the issue with when the personal is super small, right? When the personal is super small, I need to focus on having the stop loss where it needs to be. So if I need to risk more than $20 while the personal is small, then so be it, right? So this is something I'm gonna learn, right? Because so the way I do TPs is honestly, bro, I would do all out. I would do all out right here. Wait, well. Wait, let's see. Yeah, I would target here. 2-1. That manipulation was crazy. Yeah, I saw it. Okay, so there's a lesson learned here on personal, right? The lesson on personal is stop loss on personal needs to be the exact same as the rest of my accounts. Meaning I have to risk more than 20, which is, not something that I intended, but there's nothing I can do because I have to risk at least one micro. So there's a lesson here, right? That lesson is stop loss on personal needs to be the same as the rest of the accounts, meaning, so the stop loss needs to be exactly where it's supposed to be, meaning I need to what's it called? Meaning sometimes I need to risk more than 20. Wait, but then my daily loss limit gets screwed up. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Did I go on a 2-minute walk? Yeah, I need to go on a 2-minute walk. Dang it, man. I think I did already, but I'm going to go on another one. I'm going to be thinking at work today what I'm going to do about the $20 limit, the $20 stop loss thing, because I don't know. Alright. Well, completely reset. I gotta figure out what to do about this $20. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I think it's fine that the stop loss on personal is gonna be less, actually. I actually think that's exactly how I want to do it. So, yeah, the stop loss on personal is gonna be less. But the way that I'm going to log my trades is based off of the rest of my accounts. That's just what I want to do, because guess what? It's my personal account and I can do what I want. So if I want to have tighter stop loss on my personal account, that's fine, right? But that doesn't mean that that was the trade I was intending to take. The trade I'm intending to take was stop loss here, which still stopped me out, which is kind of sad, but still, right? That's trading. That's trading, right? So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Stop loss where the trade is invalid, not where you lose $20. Well, okay. The thing about it is, still love you. No, but the thing about it is, I can't. The reason is I can't because I have to risk one micro. If I have it, I guess you're saying risk $40 or risk $50, but I want to keep my dollar risk always the same. That's the thing. I want to keep my dollar risk always the same per trade. So there's this issue of like, you know, what do you do in that situation? I don't want to switch my dollar risk all the time. I want to keep my dollar risk constant per trade. So personally, I'm okay with making the stop loss smaller on my personal and then being wrong on my personal, and then, you know, taking the trade on the rest of my accounts exactly how it's supposed to be taken, right? But I don't know. It's something that I need to think about. But I think I took it exactly how I wanted to take it, right? I wanted to be more aggressive, stop loss on my personal, and then on the rest be like this. So this is the trade I took. 15-minute for value gap. So that means today was X AMD. We had AMD. I think it was AMDX. Yeah, honestly, bro, I would just I mean, this is not what you want to see, bro. This is not what you want to see. Then again, if you have stop loss here, maybe we'll still hold. But yeah, once again, guys, take trades on your own conviction, not what I say, because I'm just trying to get better. But we could hold OTE, but yeah, always take trades based off your own conviction, not what I say. Yeah, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I don't. So here's I'm gonna do I am gonna do it exactly like that. So what I'm gonna do is because bro, it's my personal account, right? And if I want to be more aggressive on my personal, and then the trade is normally taken like this. Trade is normally taken like this, right? If I want to be more aggressive on my personal, then I want to be more aggressive on my personal, right? And that's because I don't want to have to risk. I want to risk the same per trade. I think it's fine. I think I did everything right, but that just means that I'm going to get stopped out a lot on personal, right? But then when I have a big win on personal, it's going to be a big win. You know what I mean? I actually wonder if I can just execute Top Step on my computer. Yeah, bro, this is not looking good for this trade, dude. I mean, then again, it might end up holding, but yeah, this okay. If we inverse that for value gap, that does look good, huh? Anyway, I think I did everything right. I'm not regretful. I think you guys are gonna hear stop filled a lot, but it's not gonna be my actual account or the rest of my accounts. It's just gonna be on the personal account. Then again, maybe I don't want to do it like that because then people will think, oh, I could trade personal on my phone and Top Step on my computer. That's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. I'm gonna trade Top Step on my computer and personal on my phone. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. Any other trades today or just this one? What was your bias coming into today? So here's what I was thinking, Haney. So we have essentially the market had this overnight gap. I wanted to see that overnight gap rebalanced, and then yeah, guys, no regrets on what I did. But what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna trade my personal account on my phone. I'm gonna trade my personal account on my phone and then Top Step on computer. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm actually curious. Yeah, slowly but steadily, we're learning things every day, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. Because my personal account's my personal account, you know. Okay. Every day, we learn something new, get a little bit better. That's what I'm gonna do, right? Any other trades taken? No, bro. I only take one loss a day now. That's it. So that was my trade. Then again, I tried to take this. I didn't try to take it, but I was considering taking this, right? Where we had the first presented for value gap, and then 15-second change in state, or 5-second change in state off of the first presented for value gap. But it wasn't obvious enough to me, so I didn't take it. But this ended up playing out very well, right? Where we had a 5-second bearish change in state, and yeah, this ended up playing out very well. So once again, guys, one trade a day, I'm totally fine with that. So personal phone, and I'm gonna put a note: may be tighter risk. And then yeah, we induced this high. So anyway, done for the day. Took a loss. On to tomorrow. Key tip: if first presented for value gap don't have distortion, it will run and never be traded to. Doesn't have distortion? What is that? Okay, so what I'm gonna do, guys, is whenever I want to take a trade on the computer, or whenever I want to, I'm gonna trade Top Step and Apex on my computer, and then my regular accounts on the other one on my phone. Okay, I got it figured out what I'm gonna do. So lesson learned. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that, bro. Guys, look at how fire my first presented for value gap trade was, though. We have to admit, guys. Another thing, you guys might be upset, like, oh man, why? That's so annoying that trade lost, guys. I don't care, bro. What I'm glad about is I didn't go until I took a trade that I wanted to take exactly how I intended to take it. It didn't work out. I'm gonna journal it. I'm gonna move on, and I don't care. Past that, I don't care, right? I care about execution, not the outcome. I don't care about the outcome. I took the trade. I liked it. Didn't work out. I'm going to journal it, and I learned something. I learned something very valuable. And also, one of my tape reads did play out very, very well. Look at this. First presented for value gap. So this is the 1 minute first presented for value gap, right? And then we have a 5 second change in state. And guys, I tape read this. And this ended up playing out very, very well. Beautiful trade, right? Tape read this. That's beautiful, though. I mean, genuinely. Yeah, lesson was learned, guys. No regrets, man. No regrets. We just did what we were here to do, and we executed. Did not play out. In the future, I'm going to try and make sure I always place the stop loss because I've been doing just the daily loss limits, but I think that's allowing for too much slippage. So, so that's another lesson I learned from today, right? And yeah, we move on to tomorrow. I'm not too upset because I realize this is such a long-term thing that I don't care. It's such a long-term thing. Look at that 5 second change in state, though. Never mind me, I see you. What do you mean by that? But yeah, guys, I just accept that my personal account, it's gonna have those tighter stop losses. It's gonna lose a lot more. But when it's right, when it's very, very right, super precise, I'm gonna have big wins on my personal, and so I don't care. I don't care what happens if I have a ton of losses on my personal, because when I do win, it's gonna be big wins, right? And that's kind of what I'm excited for on my personals. When it's a big win, gonna be a big win. So yeah, but the way I'm gonna journal my trades is gonna be according to the rest of the accounts. So anyway, um, I'm gonna go on a little bit longer of a walk. Obviously, I'm disappointed, but I'm not gonna let it affect my day. I'm not gonna, you know, be down about it. I tried my best, but you know, I'm gonna learn from it. I'm gonna move on, and we're gonna go come back another day. So, all right, guys. Guys, look at this. Look at this. Hydra took the exact same trade as me. Hydra. Did you use DFX for that entry at 9:32? Wait, what? DTFX? I don't know. DTFX. I see. There's a change state delivery entry at 9:30. I don't know about the DTFX thing. Okay, let's just keep charting up price action and keep tape reading until the end of the session. Oh, interesting. Okay. So yeah, guys, I don't feel super bad about that. You can see Hydra took the exact same trade as me. So, once again, I don't feel super bad, and I honestly you have to get in the habit of accepting that you're going to take losses in trading. But there are things that I learned today. One being, I think I did have my stop loss slightly too aggressive. Well, actually, no. I think the stop loss was fine. I actually do think the stop loss was fine. But I don't think there probably wasn't good enough momentum to signify that stop loss would be correct. So I don't know. I don't think it was terrible. I think it was fine. Actually, I mean, Hydra had the exact same stop loss, so I think it's okay. And yeah, I think there's definitely lessons to be learned though. One is I'm gonna be trading my personal on my phone now and Top Step on my computer, so I'm gonna do reverse of what I was doing. Just because that way you guys don't get misled into thinking I got stopped out when I didn't, right? I'm trading it according to my Top Step accounts. I'm trading the normal trades on my Top Step and then a different kind of trade on my personal. I'm also going to be trading Apex on the computer as well when I get those accounts back. And yeah. As far as today went, guys, like I said, we had AMD. We had a 15-minute breaker, which was our PD array. And then we had accumulation. Manipulation, and has Apex answered my emails yet? So the reason I'm going to have more Apex accounts is because I had old ones that are going to get renewed. And I'm at the point where I just kind of want to use them for practice. I don't even care if I pass them or fail them. I'm just going to kind of be using them as practice. But no, Apex is not answering my emails. Honestly, it might be kind of stupid. It might be kind of stupid to start trading on them again because I know that they might not pay me out. But I don't know. They're not that expensive compared to other firms. And I kind of just want to use it for practice, if anything. And then, like, you know, let's say I did run the account up to like $100,000. I mean, that'd be pretty bad luck if they didn't pay me out, you know? So, at some point, they have to pay you out. So I'm just gonna trade on them as well as the Top Step accounts. But yeah, Apex is ignoring me still. But yeah, guys, I'm not too upset. I think I'm not upset at all. Actually, I think losses are part of the process, and the sooner you can be just totally accepting of that, you're sooner you're gonna be profitable. I mean, uh, I do think that there's a chance it was not obvious enough for us to go run liquidity, and yeah, I accept that, right? It was not obvious enough. That's just, it's fine. I learned, and I'm gonna move on. But I learned a couple other valuable lessons that I'm gonna trade personal on my phone, and I'm gonna trade Top Step on the computer, and I'm gonna trade Apex on the computer, and I'm gonna trade my options account on my phone, and yeah, I'm just slowly figuring out what's right for me. So one day at a time, guys. I don't care how long this takes. So accumulation, manipulation, SMT with this rejection block. So that's Phoenix model at this high. And then I guess you can consider this the manipulation. And then, so 15-minute breaker, right? And then 1 minute change in state retest right here. Oh, wait a second. Wait. We could align. I just had a crazy idea. We can align Phoenix models with higher time frame PD arrays. So if it's a 15-minute breaker, we take a 1 minute Phoenix model. Wait. TGR lost 88K? Oh my gosh. Now I don't feel as bad. Poor guy, man. Poor guy. He's being rinsed by these markets right now. I feel really bad. That's not easy. 88K. That's crazy. Um 1 minute CISD. Guys, we could align Phoenix model with our higher time frame PD array. This is crazy. Wait a second. So 1 minute Phoenix model aligns with 15-minute. So here's Phoenix entry. Dang, bro. I did not realize that. Oh, man. Yeah, that's really sad. Poor guy. Yeah, I took an L too. Done for the day. I'm just accepting the fact that I'm every day I'm just gonna keep getting better. I mean, a lot of people won't be able to stick around through it, and I'm just gonna keep getting better because I love trading. So, 1 minute. So this is so crazy. So we have the Phoenix entry. So Phoenix entry is like turtle souping, basically. So this is the turtle soup entry. This is the flow state retest entry. That's so cool. So guys, one thing I'm realizing is Phoenix model works both ways. So like, let's say I have a 15-minute PD array and I want to enter the Phoenix model, but instead of entering at the rejection block, I enter souping this high on ES. And I'm realizing, wait, this could work both ways. So I'm going to call this model Dark Phoenix. Because basically you're taking the Phoenix model on the asset. You're paying attention to NQ because you have to pay attention to NQ's rejection block to see when we invalidate it, right? When do we invalidate the rejection block? But as long as we don't invalidate the rejection block, this Phoenix model still holds. This is something super, super niche I'm learning about, right? So we swept this high, we held this rejection block, so this is Dark Phoenix on the opposing asset. Dark Phoenix entry, right? Because 1 minute rejection block on the correlated asset was holding, so we're still in the trade on the opposing asset. Kind of cool, right? We can take this as a turtle soup on the opposing asset as long as we pay attention to the opposing rejection block and make sure that it gets held. Like, hopefully that makes sense. Like, the trade is taken based off of the opposing asset's rejection block and if it's being held. Once it's not held, your stop loss hits. Once the kind of cool, right? Dark Phoenix. I just thought of this the other day. Because why wouldn't this be the case, right? If as long as this rejection block is holding, then this is turtle soup, right? Once it is maybe not taken, is ran. Why don't you play retest? Wait, what? Play retest? I don't know what you mean. Is that a game? Like a video game? But yeah, Dark Phoenix, guys. Something I'm learning today. Well, not today, but I've been thinking about it for the past couple weeks. Right? Why wouldn't this work? Why wouldn't this work? Of course it's going to work. Because, and also we can align our Phoenix models with, why didn't you play retest of the first presented for value gap? You know, it was a trade maybe worth taking it, you know, taking the probabilities, but, the reason I didn't take that first presented for value gap trade is typically I like to look red Phoenix better. Red Phoenix. Maybe we should call it Red Phoenix. I don't know. The name is still up in the air, right? But essentially, right, we pay attention to the opposing asset's rejection block. And that's what we're using as our confluence to take the trade on the correlated asset. Anyway, I'm gonna call it Dark Phoenix for now, and kind of cool how we aligned a 15-minute breaker with a 1-minute Phoenix. Oh, I'll tell you why I didn't take the first strike entry, because I did like that. But PSP, I could show you what PSP is. Me and Medimer, however you say your name. Hang on. No, bro, Shady. Oh my gosh, bro, you're funny. So I'll tell you what PSP is in a second. No, that's not what he's referring to, bro. That's not what he's referring to. But yeah, I find this to be very fascinating. Whoops. You guys take a W? Do you guys take a W? Okay, hang on, guys. I'm getting this pulled up still. We got 7 minutes left. So 9, 16, 25, Tuesday. And then I'm going to save this as Dark Phoenix. Or, yeah. I don't know, Red Phoenix. Maybe we'll call it Red Phoenix. I don't really know. Okay, so Medimar. So PSP is when there's a swing high or a swing low, and one asset. So you have correlated assets. So like it's like SMT. You're paying attention to correlated assets, but you pay attention to the color of the candle of the swing high. So I'm trying to find an example. There might be an example at this low. Sometimes you have to look around. Oops. So PSP would be like... I'm trying to find... I don't know if there's any good example right around here. Haney, what PSP did you use? Anyway, let's just say that oh, like this would be a PSP. What fractals indicator do you use in my other videos? So this would be a PSP, right? One asset forms a red candle, and one asset forms a green candle. And so you wanna, yeah. Anyway, that one's not really obvious for a trade, but I just wanted to show you how that would work. Wait, what fractals indicator do you use in your other videos? What's the settings? Fractals? I don't think I use a fractals indicator. I don't know if I know what you're talking about. Anyway, one day at a time, guys. One day at a time. What time is it? 11:06 Eastern. Oh, media. I see you, Jake. What? Why are you saying I see you? Oh, yeah. Why didn't I take the first strike, guys? So the first strike today, beautiful, 7-hour trade. But I said that I wasn't sure, so I didn't take it. I was considering taking it. Once again, if you guys don't know first strike, it's basically you take the first percentage for value gap and you look for either a 5 or a 15-second change instead of delivery off of it. So this is the key level. So 1 minute key level, 5-second change in state. And you can see that today it works out really, really well, and we run down to 7 risk to reward. But I didn't take it. Reason being is because we don't really have a sweep of a high, right? And to me, I like to see us. What I was looking for is I wanted to see us come up, sweep the high into the gap, like this, and then get change in state of delivery off of it, right? And we did not end up getting that, so I didn't take it because I was just being kind of picky. But theoretically, you know, if you had conviction, maybe you could have taken the initial one. It ended up playing out, so I saw a guy lost twice today. Dang, bro. Yeah, trading's hard, guys. Trading's hard. But yeah, back to what I was talking about, right? We swept out the high into the first presented for value gap. We get 5-second change in state. I mean, you can mark it out like this. And technically, this is a, you know, inducement, right? We induce this high and then deliver lower. But yeah, this is how you take it, retest. But once again, guys, I didn't think it was obvious that we're going to go run liquidity, so I didn't take it. But, you know, ended up playing out. Dude, it is. It's crazy. It's so crazy. Yeah, these people saying don't trade lower time frames don't really get it. They don't really get it because you can. It just requires making sure it's a good trade and being disciplined about it. But it's not easy. Anyway, it ended up working out. So, you know, you could have even, if you like, the thing about these trades is you don't need to go for 10R. You can go for 1R off of first strike. I could go for first strike I could go for 1R using first strike. Nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with just getting my money and going for 1R off of first strike. So, 11:09 Eastern. 30 seconds to go. Yeah, I like the 15-second a little better. It's usually more precise, but there's no obvious 15-second change in state of delivery here. So, all right, 11:10 Eastern, guys. Look at ES from the area I was talking about. 60. Let's see, 6662.75. Oh yeah, very possibly. Looks like we came almost there. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. One day at a time, guys. Not, you know, expecting anything short term, long term, medium term. I just accept that I'm here for the long run and we're gonna keep going. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. 80 watching. That means so much to me, guys. Anyway, peace out. Until next time, let's keep going.